Oh, brother, I really need to learn to save the game. Alright, BRB. Making lousy booze again. Okay, we're back at Baker Street. In the previous video, Holmes and Watson went to an opium den where they got punched out by a thug and just generally foiled. But that's okay. That was clearly an alternate timeline. We're back at the normal timeline. And we're going to go to jail. Sounds like a fun field trip.
Here we are at the famous Westgate Prison, one of the oldest and shortest in the kingdom.
I've heard that it is soon going to be demolished. Don't you find it strange that it still houses criminals as dangerous as Hans Schielmann?
There's nothing strange about it, Watson. The name of this prison is linked with numerous failed escape attempts. As long as it stands, the criminals will fear it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are you expected?
No, but we wish to meet with one of your prisoners, Hans Schielmann.
I'm afraid that at the moment that is impossible. Access to the cells is controlled strictly. You can't go there without permission from the director.
Then would you be so good as to announce us? I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson.
The famous Holmes and Watson. What an honour. My name is Brighton. Frank Brighton. I'm afraid that I can't announce you. I'm not allowed to leave my post, under any circumstances. But I'm sure that the director won't refuse to see you, even without an appointment. Do you see the corridor behind the reception? Follow it to the secretary's office. You'll find him there.
Thank you, Warden Brighton. One last thing. Hans Schielmann received any visits lately?
None. And I'm sure because I've dealt with receiving visitors for several weeks now. I volunteered because it's a calm post to be in. We don't get many visitors and it gives me time to write. Just like you, Dr. Watson. I enjoy literature and the...
Very good. Thank you.
That was very impolite, Holmes. That man admires our work. You could have given him...
Another time. Let's go and meet the director of the prison.
Holmes, I like the way you think. It's like, yes, I don't need to hear your entire life story, Mr. Brighton. We got some nice pictures on the wall. Oh, yes. Very nice. Must be to keep the prisoners at ease. Beware the fly. The fly carries the germs of disease. Well, this is helpful knowledge. Watson, as a doctor, I feel like you should be taking notes or something. Inmates shall not smoke. Food and beverages are not permitted. Physical contact shall not be allowed. Oh, Watson. Looks like your conjugal visit with Mr. Schielmann is a no-go. Sorry. You can tell he's just so disappointed. But don't mind me, just gonna wander into the high security level unsupervised. That sounds safe.
Sorry, but this area is prohibited without a pass. Please leave.
We must see the prison director quickly.
Alright, so he said down this corridor, I guess. Low security level. What is this? Watson, get out of the way.
Cleaning materials, otherwise known as a broom cupboard. Nothing of interest here.
Thank you for the important broom cupboard exposition, Holmes. I'm sure all the viewers at home found that very helpful. It's always sort of awkward when one character cuts, like, is supposed to be interrupting another one, because they don't really do it right. Like in real life, if you interrupt someone, it's like instantaneous. What is this, the cloakroom?
Staff cloakroom.
That's a pretty sweet name, actually. Watson, if you need me, I'll be in the cloakroom. There's always, like, whenever one character interrupts another one in this game, which happens fairly often, I've found, it's like, there's just a couple seconds of silence. It's very awkward.
The locker room. This is where the prisoners' things are kept.
Let us go to the secretary's office. Good morning, miss.
Oh, excuse me, I dropped off. Good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We would like to talk to the director.
I'll just go and see if he can receive you.
I don't buy it. She's just gonna fall asleep again.
Tiredness, pale face, stiffness. I believe that the young lady is expecting a happy event.
It would seem so.
Nice deduction, Watson. I'm proud of you, big guy. Now she's gone, let's rummage through her things.
This charming secretary is Miss Jenny Patterson.
Was she charming, though? Was she really?
This small rack is for urgent letters to be given immediately to the director.
So naturally, I should rifle through them.
Hot tea.
Is there a point to to looking at all this stuff?
The director's office, Mr. P. Patterson. No need to go in there. Strange. The director and the secretary have the same name.
I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I am Paul Patterson, director of this establishment. You wish to talk to me? I hope this unexpected visit isn't to announce bad news.
No, do not worry. We are investigating an affair of the highest importance, one which could potentially affect the security of the kingdom. Therefore, it is imperative that we interview one of your prisoners, Hans Schielmann.
Hans, the rat killer. He's been in here for a long while now, and he's had no contact with the outside. How could he be involved in such an affair?
That is what we would like to find out.
And you have been commissioned by Scotland Yard?
Evidently.
But of course!
Very well. I have complete confidence in you, Mr. Holmes. I will draw up a pass that you should give to Warden James in the guardroom. He will show you to the cells.
Thank you, Director.
Keep me informed of your progress. And if there is anything else, don't hesitate to let me know.
We shall certainly do so.
Miss Patterson, you have the same name as the director. Are you related?
Come, Watson. Anyone who might have made the slightest study of anthropology would have noted the similarities between the young lady and her father.
Mr. Holmes is right, I am his daughter, but he doesn't like to talk about it. I think he's afraid of being accused of favoritism.
I'm sure it was your qualities alone which secured you this position, miss.
If you must try out your powers of seduction, then what do you say about using them on the rat killer?
Oh, I was talking to Watson about the powers of seduction. Sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to imply. Oh, this is awkward.
Goodbye, miss.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
So, Watson, how about those powers of seduction, huh? I think one of these days, Watson is just gonna snap at Holmes or something. I mean, he's gotta. You just clearly embarrassed him in front of this woman. Watson, anybody with any kind of remote anthropological study would clearly know he's her father. Come on. Come on, Watson. Come on.
Sorry, but this area is prohibited without...
Oh, do I need my pass actually out? Alright, my bad.
Ah, you've got a pass for the high security area. It's the door at the end. Go ahead.
I mean, heaven forbid you guys wait like 2 seconds for me to take the pass out. That would be... Whew.
It is potassium nitrate, isn't it?
Yes. Saltpeter or whatever.
It is about the signing in book.
Well, that seems like that's going to be an important thing.
This information board is almost empty. Strange, in view of the activity in the prison.
My name is Peter James, Chief Warden, and this is Deputy Warden O'Sullivan.
I imagine I will find Hans Schielman behind these bars in the basement.
Yes, the high security cells are down there.
Is this the only access?
Yes, there was a second door at the end of the main hall, but it's been blocked up as a security measure.
Thank you, Chief Warden.
At your service. If you require further information, Warden Mackenzie will help you. He's at his post in the basement.
Okay, well, I feel like that second potential entrance is going to be important to check out. Looks like I'm getting into conversation mode.
Mr. Holmes, I am a huge admirer of yours. I have followed all your cases and successes with the greatest interest.
What enthusiasm. Have you ever thought of a career in the police force?
Have I thought about it? It's my dream. And I'm going to try my chance once this establishment closes down. I'm studying hard for the examination to get into police school.
Tell me about the prisoners, Warden James.
We only have a few. As you might be aware, the days of this place are numbered. Therefore, we no longer receive new prisoners. Those who are already here are among the most dangerous in London. We have 3 at the moment. Hans the Rat Killer and the Flint Brothers.
The Flint Brothers?
Yes, 2 rather simple-minded maniacs who detest one another despite their relation. They massacred their parents and decapitated their neighbours. It took more than 9 policemen to overpower them.
I feel like putting them in cells opposite one another is just generally a bad idea if they detest one another. Maybe put one further along down the hall. Just a suggestion.
There isn't any information on the notice board. Should there be notes about duties?
Yes, there should be, but Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard's assignments for this week yet. It's not like her. Usually she does it first thing in the morning. Without these instructions, the guard in the basement won't be changed. I would go and get them, but I don't want the director to catch me there. He's very strict. Doesn't like us wandering around when we're on duty. And it would get his daughter in trouble. He's not being very pleasant with her at the moment. I don't want to make things worse.
How does not having the information about guard duty stop you from ensuring the watch in the basement?
Because of the system of opening the doors, Mr. Holmes. As you can see, they are equipped with a mechanical timer which answers to a code. When the timer stops, that is to say at the end of each watch, the doors block automatically and the code is reset. It is therefore impossible to open the doors without the new code.
And who has the code?
Only the guard who takes the new watch. He's the only one who can open the envelope that it's kept in. He learns it by heart and destroys the message.
Very clever. But let's look at the limits of this procedure. One false note and the system falls apart.
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
Oh boy, can I cancel this action? Okay. Because Watson doesn't want to move.
It is the guard's guest book, perhaps for distinguished guests. These weapons are obviously ready to use in case of emergency.
These whips, too.
The guards must spend long hours here.
This device must be the alarm.
All right, looks like we're gonna talk to Hans Schielman.
Here's the famous high-security area.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Good morning, Warden. I have a pass which allows me to speak with prisoner Hans.
Very well. It is the cell at the end to your left. I'd advise you to walk in the middle of the corridor.
All right, where's this Hans fella? Is this the, Why can't I walk? What is going on? I apparently can't walk. What? That was really weird. I don't know what was going on with my W key. I'm guessing this is the other entrance.
Warden?
Alright, Watson, you heard what he said. Walk directly to your left or right. Actually, I wonder. Hey there, fella. How's it going?
You've been lucky, little brother. Otherwise, your goose would have been cooked.
Dude, tuck in your shirt or something.
You... Hey, brother. Lucky for you that they caught you before I rearranged your dirty little rat's face.
Seriously, Warden, I mean, just move this guy, like, just a few cells down. You're clearly asking for trouble with the setup. There are 3 prisoners in the jail. It is not that hard. Watson, are you nervous? Don't be nervous. We're gonna be okay. If you get nervous, just hold my hand. Just give it a squeeze. Yep, nothing weird about what he's doing.
Hans Schielmann, I require some information from you.
So, who do we have here? The celebrated Sherlock Holmes himself. Do you know that for all the time I have spent rotting in here, you are my first and only visitor? I think this is cause for celebration. A confrontation between 2 geniuses, 2 extraordinary minds.
I am afraid that you are not quite as great a chemist as you believe you are, Mr. Schielmann. I will not say that you never were. No, it was certainly true once. But you see, while you are whiling away your days in here, it appears that someone on the outside is at the point of surpassing you, if that is not already the case.
Oh, snap.
Yes, I heard about that. A chemical poison that eats away at the flesh and provokes hysteria. I recognize talent when I see it, but it's only a matter of time before I win back my laurels, believe me.
What can you tell me?
That depends on what you can bring to me.
I can bring Watson to you. There's no physical contact allowed, but...
What do you want?
Do you know why I am treated so harshly? For my meals, I am given nothing but a hunk of bread. And even then, not just any sort.
Get to the point.
Never interrupt me! Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here. Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have made the results fatal. Instead, it merely caused acute attacks of stress and powerful hallucinations. Even so, I got a great laugh out of watching them cry like babies when they saw their most primitive fears materializing before them.
You are a monster, Mr. Schielmann.
Thank you.
It wasn't a compliment.
But of course it was! You others, you ordinary, narrow-minded people, you are afraid of anything that you cannot comprehend. You call me a monster because what you find impossible to face is just the slightest fraction of my genius.
Punch him out.
If by monster you mean someone who is nothing like you, then it is a compliment.
Well, he's got you there, Watson.
What do you need?
Very little. Just something to write with. You see, my brain races like an engine with too many thoughts. I see them crackle and explode into thousands of formulae right in front of me. What a torture not to be able to write them down. What a hell to see them vanish just as quickly as they appear to me. Just bring me something that I can write with.
That's all. That seems an easy enough request to fulfill.
But listen, I don't want a vulgar inkwell and a pigeon's feather. No, I need material fit for my talent. I want my ink pen. Bring it to me, and I will be happy to pass on to you a little of my knowledge of modern chemistry.
Where is it?
It was confiscated upon my arrival here. I suppose it might be in my locker, in the locker room. Leave me now, and don't come back without my ink pen.
I kind of just want to interrupt him again and see him, like, jump through the air. That was pretty sweet.
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
Well, how could this go badly?
Never interrupt me!